here's my new video. So please do like and subscribe to my channel and also click the alert button so you can see whenever I do add any new videos. Thank you for watching and enjoy. Hi everybody and welcome to week 3 of my Believe to Succeed interviews, and today I am joined by the lovely Charlie Wilson, who is one of our double diamond leaders or diamond leaders.
Diamond.
I thought, yeah. And you're just such an inspiration, and your energy is infectious. So I'm so excited to get through with this interview. So first of all, did you want to just give yourself a bit of an introduction, let everybody know sort of who you are and what your background is?
Hello, I'm Charlie Wilson and I am a diamond in Valentis, and I've been doing it for the last 18 months, August 2019, and I joined with no previous experience and I hit my diamond rank within 9 months. So obviously I started with no experience at all, and I wanted to focus on the support, the community, like showing people to believe in themselves and just kind of letting people know that there's more to life than what they're given to push themselves.
Definitely. So your background's sort of very different to myself. So you was traveling before you started in network marketing. Do you want to just give a bit of an overview of your sort of history and how you went traveling and how you actually got into network marketing?
So I was a shot girl in Magaluf. I did that for 7 seasons. It would have been my 8th season during coronavirus. And when I actually started being a shot girl in Magaluf, it was up. I've had some of the best memories of my entire life. But I'm 33 now. I can do a shot girl. So it was always in the back of my mind. Something was always there that there's more to life than this. But because I would only ever work 6 months of the year and I'd have 6 months off, them 6 months that I would be working, I made very, very, very good money. I was a very good shot girl, if I do say so myself. But I think as well because I had such a smart head on me that the 6 months that I would work, I would save up. I would pay all my rent, all my bills throughout the summer. Then I would make sure I had enough money to pay all my rent and all my bills for the 6 months that I wasn't working, and then I would go traveling. So I've been to some unbelievable places. When I actually joined the company, I had just done Route 66 in America. I've been in New York. I did 9 weeks backpacking in Thailand and Malaysia. I did a round trip of Switzerland, which was probably the most incredible place I've ever been in my entire life. And I'm that person that I would just jump on a plane and I just go anywhere I want. There was no booking the 2 weeks holidays. But for my frame of mind, it was always, I could never go away in the summer because I always worked in the summer. So everybody's done some holidays. Everybody saves up for the 2 weeks holidays of the year. They come on holiday and I'm that person that took all the money off them.
You're the one that gave me that hangover.
So that was me. So then obviously I remember being at work one night, I think it was around the July time. I was at work, I was skiving, I was always skiving. And it got to a point where obviously after a couple of years working there, I just stopped drinking alcohol. So I never drank. Obviously I was dealing with drunk people all the time. And it was always I can't be bothered to get ready and do my hair and my makeup. It looked like a catfish to me. So I became very, very lazy. I had that mentality where it was just, it was a chore to go to work. When I was living my dream already, like I was literally already living the dream life of a lot of people, but a lot of other people. And I remember sitting in one of the bars where I work at, and I was skiving, and the girl had messaged me on Instagram. And I remember specifically, I blocked her, and I was like, I wouldn't dare be one of them girls. I would not dare be one of them girls. The whole time though, I was not hating my life, what I was doing. I was just more, I can't keep doing this forever. And then I got approached again. And then I remember having a conversation with the girl, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to do this. Like, it was just more like entertain me, whatever. And then actually seeing a girl that I know doing it. So, and then I got a bit of FOMO, and I was like, what is it? What is this? I've actually been approached about it twice. And she was like, Charlie, it's made like, I just made like £400 in my first week or whatever. And I was like, still a bit skeptical. Like, I make that in a night. Do I want to do that? And I thought, do you know what? Have a look at it. The winter's coming up. Your 6 months off is about to start. You're going to do Route 66. After Route 66, I've got nothing to do from December until March. So I decided, I was like, right, I'm going to do it. and I absolutely smashed it. Like I didn't sell anything for 3 weeks. When I first joined, I was going around asking everybody, do you want to buy some coffee off me? Thinking, because everybody's in Magaluf, everybody's in bikinis all the time, like,
Yeah.
and I had that mentality where everybody should buy it. But I had no idea whether it worked or not. I had no idea what it even was. I had no idea what it did. And I was very ignorant to how the company worked, how the products worked, and the compensation plan, everything, because I just thought I could kind of wing my way through it.
Yeah.
So it actually took me 3 weeks to sell some products. But and that was because I tried them myself, had very, very good results off them. And then obviously everybody ended up buying them. Then it was kind of, so it went up like that. I think I made about €3,000 in the first 6 weeks just from selling the product. It was insane. I remember driving up Magaluf Strip in my little yellow Beetle. Everybody was like, Charlie, can I have some of that coffee? I was like a lumpy man. Charlie, can I have some of that coffee? I'm like, no bother. Like lashing the coffee out, driving up the street. Anybody who knows to get up Magaluf Strip is a nightmare. So everybody knew who I was anyway, because I drove a bright yellow Beetle. And I was just lashing coffee out to everybody. Every single PR on the street was like, Charlie, get some of that coffee, Charlie, get some of that coffee, because everybody's raving about it. But then the winter came, and then Route 66 happened. I was on Route 66, and nobody was buying coffee off me. But I was building. I got legacy qualified within 8 weeks, didn't even know what legacy qualified meant. I had absolutely no idea what it meant. I just got 3 people to do a 16-box order. I absolutely winged my way through it, but then it kept crashing, it kept building, it kept crashing, it kept building. And it was like, but because I was still so very ignorant to how the company worked, how the compensation plan, I was very oblivious to all of that, because I didn't take the time out to sit and look at it. Once I did that, I think it took to about February. So I joined in the August, this was in the February. I was like, right, sit down, Charlie, and look at it properly. And I thought, and it was then that I realised that I can help other people. Because them 6 months, I was just helping myself. I was out for myself. I was a lone ranger. I was going for it. And it was kind of like, oh my God, you've got something in your hands that can help other people. Like, you can turn people's lives around. And that's when I did it. And that's when it was like, right, you can go for it. And as soon as I actually took a step back and realised what was in my hands, even though it did take me 6 months, I was like, wow. Like, it literally, even right now, it blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. And I'm like, oh, I can do this for people. I can help other people. So that's how I got started, and that's how I ended up in network marketing.
Oh, thank you very much. You touched on quite a few things there that I'll probably sort of delve into. But I think one of the key points that I took from what you've just explained was around how the first 3 weeks you didn't actually sell anything, you didn't make any money in that first 3 weeks. And
no,
I know of so many people that would just give up at that stage. So what are your thoughts on, like, what's your advice to anybody that like is just starting out in network marketing that might like sort of have that fear that, oh, it's not going to work because I'm not selling anything in the first couple of weeks?
I think you've got to come into this with an open mind. I was already working on myself. Like, I've got mental health. I was seeing a therapist for studying now. So at that time, because I was working on myself, I was kind of already training my brain to think differently. Yeah. So once over, I'd have come into this with a very closed mind. I would have been, it's not working, it's rubbish, it doesn't work or whatever. But my mentality when I came into it was, you've got all winter to work on it. Even though I'd started in the summer, I knew I had until the following summer. Mm-hmm. Imagine if I didn't. I don't know what I would have done during coronavirus. Like, it terrifies me. But I think for a lot of people, when they're coming into it, though, obviously I get it all the time. You get people go, right, one status on Facebook, they're like, nobody's interested. You have to be consistent. You have to be planting them seeds. You have to be, if you don't try them products yourself, you have to find somebody that will try them products. Like, coffee is the second largest commodity in the world. It's the second most consumed beverage in the world. Everybody knows somebody who drinks coffee, and everybody knows somebody who wants to lose weight. And I'm not saying that you as an individual should try them products, especially if like you freestone wet fruit. You know what I mean? It's kind of like we have products there for everybody, but because for them visible results, you should be using that. And it's not a case of like you have to lose some weight or anything like that, because it's
No.
not. It's just showing. I've got people on my team that are tiny, but they'll do it for a week to show people, because you get the visible results. So then you can show people, like, obviously we've got all these other products. Like my actual favorite product that we have is Emulin. Like I absolutely, like, that changed my best friend's life. Like thanks to her psoriasis, it changed my life. But I think it's something that everybody knows somebody who's going to try these products, and you've kind of got to take the risk. And I know it's scary saying that, and I say this to a lot of people that are, like, obviously that join my team, like, you don't know me, but I'm going to ask you to trust me, because I didn't know anybody in real life that had actually tried these products that had results from them. So I was like, I had two options. I was like, right, I've wrote a status on Facebook, it's not working, so I'm going to quit. Or, well, why don't you see what the fuss is about? See if the products work, and then go from there. So that's what I did. And then I waited. Obviously, I had to get the delivery it was from America to Spain at the time. And then I did my week's trial. My twin sister also did her 6-day experience as well. She never lost a single pound on the scale, but her pictures. And I think taking pictures is really, really important. Like, at the end of the day, like, obviously, if you are drinking a coffee, you're drinking a coffee or a juice or a hot chocolate. Like, it's not going to perform miracles on you. As soon as you've taken that first mouthful, you're literally just drinking a coffee. Like, and then I think people expect to take a mouthful of it and a miracle's going to happen. You have to allow the process of it to work. Like, it's a gradual process. You're not going to wake up. Obviously, yes, you feel the benefits of it, but you're not going to wake up and be like, whoa, I've lost however much weight in a day. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to make sure that you're being consistent with your post, you're being consistent with taking the products to show that they actually do work. But yeah, so that's how I obviously do it for me and my team, because that's how I did it. And I thought, well, I don't know, everybody was saying to me, Charlie, do the products work? And I'm like, I don't know, just buy it off me. I was just hoping for the best, like, buy it off me. So for 3 weeks, and the biggest thing that kept pushing me was because everybody kept laughing at me, because I was already that person that's like, I wouldn't dare be one of them girls. Because I was already that person. The fact that I'd taken the plunge and I'd started doing it, everybody started taking the mick out of me. So then it was like, they were like, you're never going to last at it, like, you're going to fail at it. Like, obviously, like, they were saying it, but in a jokey way, do you know, where I wouldn't take offense. And I thought, well, now I'm going to show you. Now you think I'm going to fail, I'm going to show you. So I had that determination in me for it to do well. And I thought, I'm not going to stop until I've proved everybody wrong, which is what I did.
Oh, that's brilliant. When I first started, I started after I tried the products. I won a raffle. I did 2 weeks of the coffee, and I lost £9 in those 2 weeks.
Mental, it's insane, isn't it?
Stuff, it's amazing, and the energy that you feel as well is it's just fab. I love it. So that's how I got into it. But then when I started, I had my mum, my dad, loads of people saying it's a pyramid scheme. It's like, it's a scam. You're just going to be like ripping people off. These products don't work. And I had it all. And my thing was, but no, I have looked into this. I'm not daft. I'm going to look into it. And like, I'm not going to sign up to something that I don't believe in. And I'm not going to spend any of my own money, because that's what a lot of people do as well. So that was it for me. And it was, I'm going to prove you all wrong, because I know that this is real. I've done my research. So like, I'm going to show you that I do my research for these kind of things. I'm not just going to go blindsided. I
didn't do any research.
I
was like, well, everybody, I'm quite lucky. I never got the whole it's a pyramid scheme. I never got any of that. I already thought it was a scam. I was
that's probably why you didn't get it.
And I kind of took the mick out of it myself. So when people were saying stuff to me, I was like, yeah, it's the whole pyramid scheme. I remember sitting in my therapist's office one day, and I was having obviously a therapy session, and I remember her saying something to me, and she was like dead supportive. She was buying the products off me and stuff like that, but she was like, Charlie, what is it? And I went, oh, it's just one of them pyramid schemes. I remember saying that to her. And now I'm like, but that was because I was completely, again, I'm very, very open about it. I was very ignorant to it. But at the time, like I said, I was out for myself, and it was kind of, it took me 6 months to realize that you will never get far in this if you are only here for yourself.
No,
like once I realized that I could help other people, that was, now it isn't the money. I like, yes, obviously the money comes with it, of course it comes with it, but if you focus on helping somebody, even in the slightest tiniest way, the money's going to follow. Like, whereas if you chase the money, you're expecting miracles, you're expecting to wake up and be rich. So therefore, when you have that mentality, you're posting a status on Facebook,
you're not going to succeed.
No, you're not at all. So you have to come into this with an open mind and be prepared that it's something that you have to build up. You don't jump in a car and drive and start driving when you first start your lessons. You jump in the car, like I actually do an analogy on this. I'm going to do a turn this for my team, but you jump in the car, like, you sit down, you put your seatbelt on, then you get taught how to use your mirrors, and then it's how to use the stick, and then it's how to use your pedals and things like that. And then the next lesson, it's like, then you'll do your maneuvers and you'll drive and whatever, and you build upon it. It's like you start from here and you throw, and you've got this factor, then you start this factor, then that factor, then that factor, and then before you know it, you've passed your driving test, because you've built up a gradual process. But you don't just jump in the car and start driving. You have to learn. And the same system, you have to learn bit by bit by bit. Like, obviously everybody's like information overload or whatever. Start with small basic things, and then once you learn that, then add this bit into it, then add that bit into it, which is obviously what I did. So now I have a structure for my team that they do it in that same format as well, and it works. It really does work if you want it to work.
Yeah, exactly. I think your analogy actually fits well with what this series of interviews is all about as well, is around that self-belief. And like, you're not just going to wake up one day and say, I believe in myself now, but it's a process. And have you always believed in, because you're a very confident person now, you just ooze confidence, and you just glow. So you're welcome.
I come from, so a little bit about my background. I come from a very abusive, very traumatic childhood. Like, I suffered every form of abuse that's in the dictionary except sexual abuse, which my therapist was always like, you've suffered everything, like, you're so complex. That was the favorite word. And I was like, yeah, I know. I was like, but I think I always desensitized myself to the traumas, because that was obviously my way of handling it.
Yeah.
And then once I'd started getting the therapy, I'd been getting CBT for around a year when I first started. About a year and a half, I would say, when I first started this company. So because I'd already started on my journey of self-development, it was something I'd wanted to do it. I'd been diagnosed with borderline personality 5 years before, and obviously I've been getting CBT for the last 3 years, and it was something that I'd never believed in myself, not in the slightest. Like, I've always been confident, but the reason that I'm confident is because it was always a front. It was always something that people can't attack me. I get attacked enough at home. I don't need people in the street attacking me. So it was like a defense mechanism. And then once I started believing in myself, like, and obviously being a shot girl in Magaluf as well, you have to be able to approach people. Like, if you can't approach somebody and be like, do you want to buy a shot off me? It's a very scary thing. Like, imagine going up to somebody that's on holiday, like you're a girl and you go into a group of 20 girls and being like, do you just want to buy some shots? No. Like, girls can be like that. And then you've got to go up to the men, and it's something that, like, lads, do you just want to buy a shot? And then obviously it's all the things that come with it. And I learned to handle it. Like, and the girls used to always say, like, oh, you're such a girl's girl, aren't you? I was like, but I am a girl. Like, I'm a woman. Like, of course I am. And then the lads were always like, you're proper sound, you, Charlie. You're like one of the lads, aren't you? And I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm there. I'm just there. And it's something that the self-belief came, and I used to be a very aggressive person, which people in the company were always like, I can't ever see it. And I'm like, I was so aggressive that it was kind of like, how I fight you all. But it was kind of, that was the nature of me because of the job that I did. Obviously dealing with people all the time, like, you do get a lot of shit, to be fair, sorry for swearing. So it was kind of like I would turn straight back. But then something that I learned, I remember actually being at work, like doing my shots one night, and a woman was speaking to me, and she said to me, she said, you're very she said, you're very assertive. And I was like, no, I think I'm aggressive. And it turned out that she was also a therapist, and she was on holiday, and she was chatting to me and said, oh yeah, like I've got a therapist, she's amazing, blah blah blah. And then we got talking, and then I thought, I need to turn my aggression into assertiveness, which is where the confidence comes in. And then a lot of people used to tell me that I was aggressive, and I was like, I'm not aggressive. I was like, I'm confident. And I was like, but because of your lack of confidence, you're intimidated by me. And obviously, and when I used to say that to a lot, like I got it from a lot of girls all the time. They used to tell me that I was intimidating was one of the biggest things that I used to get all the time. I was like, I'm not intimidating. I was like, I'm confident. And I was like, well, as much because you've got a lack of confidence, you're intimidated by how much confidence I've got. Like I look at myself and I'm like, I'm a queen. I know I'm a queen. Do you know what I mean? And it's something that there's no doubt in my mind that I know that I'm an amazing person. I know that like I'm like, oh my God, so gorgeous. Do you know what I mean? And it's something that my real life friends, they all take the mick out of me because obviously they've seen the transition and they're like, Charlie, calm down. And I'm like, no, like I had all these years of being abused and telling me how worthless I was and that I'll never amount to nothing and stuff like that. And I was like, and I've done it, I've overcome it all. I was like, so I'm going to shout it from the rooftops. And I've got, rather than being like, hey, look at me, it's like, come with me, let's do it together. Do you know what I mean? And that's how I'm very, very passionate about it. Like I'm very passionate about helping other people step out of the comfort zone and build that confidence up to believe in themselves. And I think it's something that every single woman should be able to do. That like at the end of the day, we're all here together. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah. And I think this is why I'm like really sort of proud of these interviews, and I'm so thankful to yourself and the others that I've interviewed already, because it's actually it's helping me personally on my self-belief journey, because I'm getting back to myself from where I used to be, because I used to be really confident and I chipped away at it bit by bit and I lost it all. But this business has actually helped me to build that confidence, because a lot of our training it's just the diamond trainings that we've just had over the past 3 weeks they've been so inspirational, and to see so many people from different backgrounds like to be able to succeed in this business. Like you can be like from like any background, absolutely anything, anybody can do this business. And it's just,
I'm so sorry, my phone started ringing there. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Sorry, it's a call.
Sorry, the dog's crazy down here. So it's you can be in any different sort of like background. You can anywhere, you can be doing any type of job, but you are you can just step into this. The training's that good that you can succeed, and it's
100%. 100%. I come from the background. I grew up on a council estate. Like I am that council estate kid, and I'm proud of it. Like, and it's something like up until like a certain point in our life, my mum was a single mum with 5 kids on benefits. We had nothing, like nothing, and it was something we never wanted anything because we didn't know any different. Do you know what I mean? So it was something that even like because we were on a council estate, everybody was the same. Do you know what I mean? Like we'd all run around in like our tracksuits and stuff like that, and building dens. And like I'm very grateful that we had a childhood where we were out, like where there was no phones, there was no technology, there was no social media or anything like that. So it's something that you go out and you play with your mates and stuff like that, and then you come in when the lights went on in the streets, when you went in, and it's like, right, kids, tea, bath, bed, that kind of childhood. So obviously there was some good parts of my childhood as well. I think a lot of people just think but then I think as well, it's something, I didn't have a work ethic, and it was because it was never drilled into me. So many people they have that something that's programmed into them, that you have to go to school, you have to get good grades, you have to go to college, you have to go to university, you have to get a good job, because you need to be able to pay for a mortgage, to then get married, to then have kids, to then save up to go on holiday for 2 weeks of the year, because that's conforming to society. I never had any of that. Like we literally got by, like however we got by. Now I've had my therapy and I see it from my mum's side of the fence kind of thing. I do a lot of it, I'm just sort of like, I understand why. Do you know what I mean? But then a lot of the things was because we had nothing, there was nothing in me that was like, you can do better. To me, there was a system there. There was a benefit system there that we could go and abuse if we needed to. But it's something that I've never really done, because I don't know where it came from, but I'm very bloody grateful for it. But there was always something in me that wanted more. I'd never pushed myself to get more. Luckily for me, this opportunity came to me. I never went looking for it. But even like working in Magaluf, like I knew that I didn't want to do that forever, but the money was too good to not go back every year. So there was always something in me that wanted to do more, but then the money that I would get, it, rather than buying like designer stuff, I'm not a materialistic person at all. It's like, oh, where can I book a flight to now? And it was that kind of, like I've got 3 brothers. One of my brothers has never even left the UK. He doesn't even own a passport. And I'm like, Josh, do you not want to do something more with your life? And he's like, no, because that's how we were programmed. And that's how a lot of people are programmed. And it's sort of like, you have to have an aspiration to do something better, no matter what background you were given, whether you're given the luxury silver spoon background or whether you were given the council estate background like me. This opportunity really can help anybody, no matter what your circumstances are.
Thank you for that. So the last question that I just really want to ask you is, for anybody that is looking into joining this industry, or they receive one of those messages like you did, what would be your advice?
To stop being too good for it. Stop thinking you're too good for it. Like, how many of us thought we were too good for this? Like at the end of the day, there's an opportunity there. And like, yeah, I know it can be annoying when you get their messages. Of course it can. I am that annoying person that sends their messages now. But it's something that if you took a second to actually look at what it is, and then instead of just thinking, you can't go through your life wishing that you could have more when something's being offered to you to give you more, because you've got that. If you've got that blocker up automatically, you kind of have to want it to make it work. Because so many people come into this opportunity, they're given the opportunity, they're like, yeah, but because they think that it's something that a lot of people are scared of the work that goes into it. But you go to work for 40 hours a week. Like, you go for whatever money that you get, you have to ask for time off. You have to, like, obviously book your holidays and things like that. But this is something that can offer, like, one of the biggest things that we get is, I don't have time. Like, you should do this because you don't have time. Or I'm skint, but you should do this because you're skint. Or I can't because all my time goes on the kids, but you should do this so that you have time with your kids. Do you know what I mean? Like, and the people's excuses should be the reason to do it. Push themselves past that and know that, like, the way that I see it, it was 6 months of my life before I sat down and looked at it. Obviously you can do that a lot quicker. That was my personal experience of it. And but what is 6 months of your life for the rest of your life? Because now that I've learned how it works, and now that I've learned learning to drive, once you actually pass your test, nobody can ever take that away from you. And this is well, when you've got something and you understand it, you take the time out to learn it, nobody can ever take that away from you, and that's you set up for the rest of your life then.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
So thank you so much again for spending this time with me. I think your whole story is just incredible. Your success.
Talk.
But yeah, so thank you very much. I'm going to love you and leave you now, and I will be putting this out on Friday.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and I hope you have a good night. Okay.
Thank you.